Water vehicles are known as amphibious vehicles, and amazingly, these vehicles can run on land and water. These cars can help you derive self-satisfaction. They are simply lovable. In context, amphibious vehicles can take you anywhere. How unbeatable is that? They have a system that makes them transform from cars into boats in real time. What's cooler than that? There's one thing you need to know before we delve into the world of amphibious cars. They are not a product of the 21st century. They have been here since the 18th century. That is such an innovative and inspiring invention. Join us as we take a look at some of the amazing water vehicles there are. The Amphicar. This car is super hot and was produced in 1961. That was more than 60 years ago. It was designed by Hans Trippel and the Quant Group at Lübeck as well as Berlin. The Amphicar Model 770 was first launched at the 1961 New York Auto Show. It was made in West Germany and marketed from 1961 to 1968. The production of the amphibious cars ceased in 1965. The car is a spiritual descendant of the Volkswagen Schwimmwagen and the Triple SG6. When compared to modern and contemporary boats or cars, the Amphicar offered modest performance. It featured flags and navigation lights as mandated by the U.S. Coast Guard. It required greasing at 13 points after operation in water. One of the requirements involved the removal of its rear seat. Its engine is mounted at the rear, ensuring it drives the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual transmission. When it gets in the water, the same engine drives a pair of invisible propellers at the rear. This is done with a second gear lever engaging forward and reverse drive. Once in the water, the main gear lever is normally left in neutral. When approaching a boat ramp by engaging first gear as well as driving to the propellers, the Amphicar could drive itself out of the water. The Amphicar Model 770 could achieve speeds of 7 knots in the water and 110 kilometers per hour on land. The power plant of the Amphicar was the 1147cc standard SC engine from the British Triumph Herald 1200. Many of the engines were tried in prototypes, but the Triumph engine was state-of-the-art in 1961. It had the necessary combination of weight, reliability, performance, and cool running. Updated versions of the engine remain, were produced in the Triumph Spitfire until 1980. The Amphicar remains a relic and a lovely sight to those who own it. Owners regularly convene during spring, summer, and fall at various locations in the U.S. for nationwide swim-ins. The largest of such gatherings were held at Grand Lake at St. Mary State Park in Ohio. In 2015, the Boathouse at Walt Disney World's Disney Springs in Orlando, Florida, started to offer Amphicar rides to visitors, charging $125 per ride for about 3 in a group. Disney heavily re-engineered and enhanced the 8 Amphicars of original colors in their fleet for safety, comfort, and reliability. Rinspeed Splash. Have you ever come across the Rinspeed Splash? Rinspeed is a worldwide famous automotive designer and tuner. The Rinspeed Splash was designed by him and is one of the most popular amphibious cars in the world. The car stands out as a real incarnation of a cool and fun sports toy, but it has more than just that to it. At the push of a button, this well-thought-out hydraulic machine transforms into an amphibious vehicle. But if you think that is all about the Rinspeed, you would be mistaken. The Rinspeed drives on land, travels in water, and can also fly. This was possible because of its highly complex integrated hydrofoil system. The vehicle flies at an altitude of about 60 meters above water. Frank M. Rinderneck, the founder and producer of the Rinspeed Splash, is no doubt a mastermind. This car can transform into an aquatic car and a flying car in just under 30 seconds. The Splash magical transformation from a street vehicle into a floating one and then onto a flying one is achieved with an electronically controlled hydraulic system with an array of sophisticated sensors. At the minimum water depth of 1.3 meters, the pilot deploys a highly complex system of integrated hydrofoils into the Splash's sleek body. The Formula One type rear does a 180-degree rotation down and comes to rest under the splash. To the right and the left of the high sidewalls of the cockpit, two hydrofoils integrated into the outer skin rotate 90 degrees, pointing straight down before they unfold into a lifting V shape. The Splash is powered by an environmentally friendly bivalent turbocharged natural gas engine. Natural gas is a clean-burning fuel that has a larger percentage of methane and with near-zero sulfur content. Rinspeed Splash is the world's first amphibious vehicle to be powered with such future-oriented engine technology. This is beautiful, as fun is not sacrificed in the process of preserving the environment. The street performance of the Splash sees this 825-kilogram quick-change artist accelerate in about 5.9 seconds to 100 kilometers per hour and reach a top speed of 200 kilometers per hour. The sleek lines of the Splash may draw attention at first glance, but it's one of the basic ideas of the car's concept. It was to design an automobile whose functions were not apparent immediately. It takes a long time before anyone notices that the lovely Splash fulfills the age-long dreams of children, which is boundless mobility at the gentle push of a button. The interior of the Splash has maritime qualities. Waterproof and lightweight plastics cover the tubular frame, and the plastic seats are ergonomically shaped. The steering wheel is small and perfect for the agile handling characteristics of the highly lively maneuverable Splash. The Rinspeed Splash runs on Continental Sport Contact tires that are environmentally friendly, easy to handle, and have excellent grip. They are 17-inch diameters in the front and 18-inch at the rear, mounted on chrome-plated aluminum rims, which are custom-made by Barracuda. All in all, the Rinspeed Splash is the amphibious car any fun-loving car enthusiast wants to get their hands on. The two-seater Magic is every man's dream toy and offers the thrill of adventure while being eco-friendly and sustainable, as it is powered by natural gas. A great innovation away from dependence on crude oil. Now, the Gibbs Humdinga. Gibbs Humdinga is literally a tank for use among Army personnel. There is no doubt that the design was crafted by someone who was either obsessed with the military or a military man themselves. Aside from the amazing design of the Humdinga, it has the ability to churn out 160 kilometers per hour on land and reel out at least 65 kilometers per hour in water. This amazing car was manufactured in 2012, and it has been winning hearts since then. The Humdinga is capable of highway speeds on land. It is a 7-meter-long four-wheel drive that transforms in seconds into a boat. The Humdinga has a transition time of 5 seconds. The configurations of the vehicle are two types, a 3-seater and a 6-seater. Both configurations enable it to be ideal for both commercial and personal use. It's also very effective in first responder situations where response times are vital because of its speed both on land and in water. The Humdinga has robust off-road and on-water uses, which makes it a suitable selection for recreational activities and rescue operations. It's rapid and efficient. The Humdinga is available in limited quantities. The inventor of this amphibian model car is Gibbs Technologies in the United Kingdom. There are not a lot of Humdingas lying around for sale, just a few are out for sale to collectors. Next, it's the Rinspeed sQuba. The vehicles on the list so far have been traveling on the road and on water, even in the air, but this is different. The Rinspeed sQuba can dive into the water. This incredible 007 Wet Nelly-inspired car was developed by the Swiss crew in 2008. The sQuba, like the groundbreaking Tesla, was based on a Lotus Elise and powered by electric motors. 30 years after the 007 thriller The Spy Who Loved Me hit the screen, there is an actual flying underwater car. While the scene in the 1977 movie was actually an animation and not a real-life shoot, the sQuba brings to life that action. With the sQuba, the world's first actual submersible car, the movie now becomes a reality for visitors to the Geneva Motor Show. Frank Rinderknecht was credited with the creation, and the automobile visionary kept revisiting the scene in his mind over and over. For 3 decades, I have tried to imagine how it might be possible to build a car that can fly underwater. Now we have made this dream come true. The car had to be a sports car, and it was converted into a diving dream in the facilities of Swiss engineering specialist Zorro. The first step was the removal of the combustion engine to be replaced with several electric motors. There are 3 motors located in the rear. One provides propulsion on land, and the other 2 maneuver the screws for underwater motoring. This submerged, stable flight at a depth of 10 meters set the sQuba apart from military vehicles. The latter, although they can go underwater, are limited to driving slowly over the submerged ground. Rinderknecht hinted that making a car watertight and pressure-resistant was not an easy task. But the real challenge, however, was to create a submersible car that moves like a fish in the water. They are supported by 2 powerful Seabob jet drives in the front. This breathes through special rotating louvers from HS Genion for opening and closing the water intake. The outlet jets, rotating, are designed to be extremely light, yet twist-resistant by using high-tech nanomaterials called carbon nanotubes. The power in the submersible is supplied by rechargeable lithium-ion batteries. According to Rinderknecht, the sQuba is a zero-emission car, as documented by the rotating license plate in the rear. It produces no exhaust emissions. The Swiss are among the world's pioneers in the area of hydropower. The sQuba's filling station is the water reservoir. It was no surprise that the vehicle had powerful yet energy-saving LED lighting technology. The sQuba will steal the show from any Baywatch beauty on the beach easily. The car is driven into the water and it floats as long as there is no crack to let water in. Once the sQuba starts its journey in the underwater world, breathing air from the occupants comes from an integrated tank of compressed air that divers know too well from scuba diving. For safety, the car is an open car, and this ensures that occupants can get out quickly in an emergency. This would be impossible with an enclosed cabin. However, safety was not the only reason why it has an open-top design. With an enclosed volume of just 2 cubic meters of air, the vehicle increases by 2 tons to counteract unwanted buoyancy. This gives the sQuba the land mobility of a turtle. This means without occupants, the sQuba would automatically surface. Even on land, it is capable of autonomous driving, enabled by a sophisticated laser sensor system from the Hamburg company Abio, without any help from a passenger, driver, or occupant. The Rinspeed Squba is a joy to behold and functions so efficiently. Now, the new James Bond may need no animation to dive underwater and chill while his enemies look for him in a real Rinspeed Squba, a real-life submersible and electricity-powered car. On the road, the sQuba could do an easy 120 kilometers per hour and go on a cruise on water at 6 kilometers per hour. Underwater, it can go as deep as 10 meters with a speed of 3 kilometers per hour. Although it was arguably the coolest amphibious car ever made, it never made it into production as the cost to develop a single unit were crazy, about $3.7 million today. Anyone trying to acquire a single one would be spending a fortune. The Hydra Spyder. The Hydra Spyder is an open-top amphibious sports car that was built in the U.S. It began production in 2006. It was produced by Cool Amphibious Manufacturers International LLC, and it can seat 4 people with a very capable 500 horsepower engine. According to the company, the vehicle is unsinkable as all cavities in its hull are packed with flotation foam. The car drives normally on land, and when piloted into a body of water, a simple toggle button on the dashboard transforms it into an aquatic mode. The wheels tuck into the body of the car as it switches into a different engine, ready to power the car on water. The 3,300-pound vehicle gets 16 to 18 miles per gallon on land. It's also adaptive to an ethanol mix instead of gasoline as fuel. Its lower hull is composed of 5052 alloy aluminum, while the upper body is built with lightweight fiberglass. On land, it boasts 231.5 kilometers per hour, while on water, it can achieve 54 kilometers per hour.